Hey guys, this is Skullduggery. I'm going to be reading the Ben Drown creepypasta as requested by Demonic Dinosaur. Okay. Hold on. This is a long story. Okay, I'm just going to give this intro to this. I'm just going to give a short version. Guy gets an old Nintendo 64 from a friend. Goes around with yard sales, looking for games, good deals. Gets controllers for $2, finds a couple games. Then he finds an old man's house. No cars, single table with a bunch of weird pictures. And one of them, after the kid asks for, this kid's in college first of all. After the kid asks for the, if he has any old video games, old man says he needs to go get a box because that's where he keeps them all. Kid starts looking through some of the paintings that the old man has there. One of them reminds him of Majora's Mask. And as he looks up, the old man's there, holding out the cartridge. Blank, it's gray, except someone wrote Majora on it. It's the only thing other than gray on it. So, he starts to leave, and he thinks the man says goodbye then. He finds out later, after he boots up the game, there's a saved file named Ben. So he realizes that's what the old man said, goodbye Ben. Thinking that he was a grandfather, or he's just going senile, he leaves the save file. And this is where, now I will read off of this actual story. Give me a second here. For such a shady-looking game cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran. Literally, just like a retail copy of the game, save for a few minor hiccups here and there. However, the only thing was that was a little unnerving was to me that sometimes the NPCs would call me Link, and other times they would call me Ben. I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming causing our files to get mixed up. At the time, his saved file was named Link. After I had beaten the Woodfall Temple, I rarely went into the save files and deleted Ben. I had reserved the file thus out of respect for the game's original owner. It's not like I needed to save files anyway. Hoping that it would solve the problem, I did, and didn't. Now, NCPs wouldn't call me anything at all. Or my name should be in the dialogue. There was a blank space. Frustrated with homework to do, I put the game down for a day. Now this next part's rather lengthy, and I honestly did a video a little bit ago, and I couldn't upload it, so this is the second time I'd be reading this. But so, I'm just going to shorten this. Sorry, really, but the others will be completely in full. I know what to do now. And I know some people will be very mad at me. But oh well. You're getting the video, aren't you? Okay. I started playing the game again last night, getting a glance at truth and working my way towards the Snowhead Temple. Now some of you more hardcore Majora fans know about the 4-day glitch, which is, if you talk on the last day, and the timer's about to hit 0, talk to your astronomer and look into the telescope, you time it just right, the timer disappears, and you get an extra day to do whatever the heck you were doing. So anyway then. However, when I pressed speed to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found the Majora boss fight room at the end of the game. The trippy boxed-in area, staring at Skull Kid, hovering above me. There's no sound, just him floating in the air above me. Background music which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately, my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skulk had never appeared here. I tried moving around the area, and no matter where I went, Skulk would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen though. This kept up for about 60 seconds. I thought the game had bugged or something, but I was beginning to doubt that very much. I was about to reach for the reset button when the text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently have a reservation. I instantly recognized that text. You get that message when you get to the room key from Andrew, sorry, what was his name? Stockpot Inn. But why is it playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started to navigate the room again, testing to see if that it was some sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something. Then I realized how stupid it was. To even think that someone could have reprogrammed the game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen. Again, like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple's boss. Yes or no? I paused for a second, contemplating. What should I press and how the game would react? When I realized that I couldn't select no, taking a deep breath, I pressed yes. The screen faded to white, and the words dawn of a new day. In subtext, I believe it's supposed to be L. L beneath it. Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I'd ever experienced. Now, the next part is just basically saying it's a heavy depression. Completely and utterly depressing. It was horrible, horrible depression. So, feel yourself the most depressing thing in the world times by 10, and that's probably how you felt. Just for playing a game. Sad games, maybe, but I never heard of a Zelda game being depressing. I appeared in some kind of weird Twilight Zone version of Clock Town. I walked out of the clock tower, as you normally do when you start from day one, only to find that all the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the fourth day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that runs around the side of the tower. This time they're all gone. What replaced them was the ominous feeling there was something out there, the same area as me, that it was watching me. I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow. But at this point, I wasn't even considered for my avatar. I felt that I was personally in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was a song of healing, break straight from the game itself. Played in reverse. Music would get louder, building up, so you expect something to pop out at you. Nothing ever did. And the constant loop began to wear my mental state. Now, if you know what the Happy Mask Salesman is, if you ever look up Ben Drowned, you'll probably see his weird face along with Ben's. But the Happy Mask Salesman, in the background, was faint laugh, but it was just quiet enough. Just quiet enough to make me think, am I hearing things? But also it was loud enough to make me feel strange. I looked in all 4 zones of Clock Town only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing. West Clock Town had me walking on air. Literally. The entire area felt broken. Hopeless, broken. As the reverse song of healing repeated, for what must have been the 50th time, I just remembered standing in the middle of the South Clock Town, realizing that I never felt so alone in a video game before. As As I walked through the ghost town, I didn't know whether it was a combination of the out-of-place textures, the atmosphere, the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and sorted. But I was literally on the verge of tears, and I had no idea why. I hardly ever cry. Something had gripped me here, and this powerful sense of depression that was foreign and crippling. I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I tried to leave, I was ported somewhere else in Clocktown. I don't know why, but the game seemed like it doesn't want me to leave. And then I had a strange idea to try myself in the laundry pool. But as I went to drown myself in it. Then Link grabbed his head, and then appeared a statue, exactly like Link, with that weird expression on his face. This statue is most famously known as Ben Drowned. That creepy little statue that haunts your nightmares. And, or possibly is your hero, in case of some people. You know who I'm referring to. You know who you are. Anyway, I jumped back in surprise at the statue. I don't know why, but the Happy Mask salesman, for a brief moment, was smiling at me. Not Link. He was Skull Kid's scream playing in the background. It followed me. Only way I can compare this is like the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. By the way, if you don't know already, I am a big Whovian, so I think this is the best thing ever that even mentions Doctor Who, period. So, Weeping Angels are the definition of creepy. Seriously, not looking at them and now suddenly move and turn around and boom. There's something in your face. Yeah, God, you're sent back in time, constantly. Anyway, I'm not going to go completely nerd out on you guys. But it was haunting me, the statue. At this point, I was on the verge of hysterics. But not even once did I thought of turning off the console ever occurred to me. I don't know why. Well, to be honest, it would have ended every single problem this guy had at this point. He could have lived his life happily. Just wondering, this game's weird. He could have tossed it in the trash and been free, maybe, or Ben probably would have haunted him more. Boy. You never know. Or will you? Yeah, not really. The story's not done yet. Anyway, Link started to begin to make weird animations. I had never seen him do before. He would flail his arms around, or spasm. Yeah, spasm randomly. And the screen would cut to the Happy Mask salesman smiling again for a brief moment before I was face to face with that freaking statue again. I ended up running to the swordsman's dojo and ran to the back. Don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I was not alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. Though the statue's there to keep me company, could have had a nice long conversation with. It's my dismay to say that. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back. I tried to attack him with my sword, but to no avail. Confused and backed into a corner, I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the Happy Mask salesman, and then turned to my screen. Standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his coffee, literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered, but I ran out of the dojo terrified. Suddenly the game worked me to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again, and I was given a brief moment to rest before the statue started appearing behind me again. This time aggressively. I could not take a few steps before it would appear before me. Cutscenes at random intervals would show the statue behind me. In sheer panic, suddenly a red dent screamed and the screen faded to black as Dawn of a New Day and LLLLLLL appeared again. The screen faded in and I was standing at the top of the clock tower with Skull Kid hovering over me again, silent. Looked up and the moon was back. looming just meters over my head. The skull kid just stared at me hauntingly with that freaking mask. A new song was playing, the stone tower or temple being played in reverse. Some sort of desperate attempt. I took out my bow and shot at Skull Kid. To my surprise, he'd made the animation and veered back. I did this 3 times, but on the 3rd arrow, text appeared, saying that won't do you any good. He. Then Link was picked off the ground, and then burnt alive, instantly killing him. The death scene played, and I was put back there. This time I tried charging him. The same thing happened. I was levitated off the ground with some unknown force and burnt. The death scene played again. I respawned. I remember from the original Skull Kid fight, you have to use... I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this. I really don't, and I don't want to butcher another name. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please just look at the story. I don't want to butcher a name. But, I'll just try it. Ocarina, whatever it is. But you're supposed to play it, and just send yourself back in time, or summon the giants. So I decided to summon the giants. Before it hit the last note, Link burst into flames and died. As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, except the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time, Link was lying on the ground dead in a position I've never seen in the game before. His head tilted towards the camera, the Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move. I couldn't press any buttons. All I could do was stare at Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game suddenly fades out with the message, "You've made a terrible fate, haven't you?" For kicking you out to the title screen. After getting back to the title screen, I noticed my save file was gone, replaced with Your Turn. Your Turn had nothing. No masks, no bosses, nothing. When I clicked on Your Turn, it took me back to the scene of Link's dead body. It stayed like that. Then it put me back into the title screen again. This time when I looked, Ben was there again. Just the same as it was. Almost all the masks, all but one boss beaten. Stone Tower Temple. I shut the game off then. I don't know why, but I felt that it solved all my problems. The next day, I went with a friend to the old man's house, only to find that there was a for sale sign on the front lawn. I tried the door, but no one was home. I can only find that old man. Maybe some of my answers would be, well, answered. But I still could not find the old man. As I'm writing this, it still haunts me. I've not yet played the game again. Give me a break, I am going off and no sleep here. If only I could find that old man. He could give me some answers about Ben. I know he's connected to this. Well guys, that was Ben Drown's story. Sorry if I didn't say, I know I didn't say every little last detail, and well, what do you expect me to do? It was almost 20 minutes long. So, please like it if you liked it, and I know some people will, just because it's Ben Drowned. And I know what you're thinking, when I hit, maybe when I hit 50 subs, I'll do a face review. Maybe. Anyway, next time, the subscriber of the week will get to pick creepypasta, or just some random creepy story. Okay? And if you guys, in one day, maybe I'll do a special where you guys can tell me some creepy stories yourselves. Is that great? Sound good? Good? Yes? No? Well, answer me in the comments. Anyway, see you later.